Hi, this is Carlos Cousins, and we're now going to be solving a word problem that asks you to create a function from information that's given to you. So let's go ahead and zero in on what information is given to us first. We're told that you are going to be charged $1.50 for the first day that a book is late, um, and then for every consecutive day, you're only going to be charged 80 cents. So your function should account for day 1 to be only 150 and day 2 to be 150 plus 80, day 3 to be 150 plus 80 plus 80 plus 80 plus 80 cents, etc., etc. So we're asked which of the following functions describes the cost in dollars of a late fine after D days if D is a positive integer. And this makes sense because as the days go by, they'll be incrementing by one positive integer at a time. Time's not going to start going backwards, and you're not going to be expressing lateness for the purposes of checking out a library book in negative terms. So let's go ahead and see the options that we are given. And we're going to plug in some values. Usually for this sort of problem, you're only going to be plugging in the first 5 and maybe even only the first 3, and you should be able to cross out solutions that don't seem to work out. So let's go ahead and try number 1. So if you were to plug in number 1, if you're 1 day late here, you would be multiplying 230 by 1, so you'd be paying $2.30 as opposed to 150 for the first day, so this one doesn't work out. If you were to try this with the second option, you would not only be paying 150, but you'd be paying 150 plus 80 cents for the first day, and you would only be doing that for the second day, so this doesn't work out for number 1 either. For this one, you see that they've changed it so that instead of multiplying by D after the 80 cents, you're multiplying by D minus 1, and this helps out in that if you were to plug in 1 here, you'd end up with 0, and the 0.80 here would cancel out for day 1, and you'd only be paying 150. So for number 1, this one works. For this fourth option, you have the same deal going on. If you plug in number 1, you're only paying 150, and then the 80 cents here cancel out. So this one also seems like a good choice, only from plugging in number 1. For this last option, they're adding 1, which if you were to plug in number 1, you'd see right away would only make it so you're paying more. So you'd be paying the 150, but then you'd be paying 80 cents twice. So it'd be as though you were 3 days late, as opposed to only 1 day late. So this one doesn't work out either. And now the only difference we see between these two functions is the addition of a D right here after the 150. So we can go ahead and test that out with another number. So we're going to go ahead and plug number 2 in. So you have, if you're 2 days late, you have $1.50 plus 80 cents times 2 minus 1, 1. So you'd be paying $1.50 and 80 cents for each additional day. So you're only 1 additional day late, so 150 plus 80. And because this is only 1, it checks out. For this question here, for this function here, if you were to plug in 2, you'd be paying $3 here, 150 times 2, plus 80 cents, which is far more than you would be paying on the second late, according to what the word problem gives us. So this doesn't work out, and C is the right answer. I hope this helped with this problem, and just in general, for this sort of problem, go ahead and plug some values in, especially if they tell you they're positive integers. Start with 1, go down to 5 at most, and you should be able to cross out answer choices that don't really measure up. Good luck and happy prepping!